There he is. What's up, Case?
How's it going?
You doing all right?
Yeah. How about you?
Great, man. Hey, so how this will work, I'll have our reporters raise their hand over in the tab here, and I'll kind of moderate it, let you know who's asking questions, and we'll kind of go from there, all right?
Sounds good to me.
Cool. So the first one's going to come from Andrew Kaufman from KMIZ. Andrew, go ahead.
How's it going, Case?
Pretty good.
Just what do you think the morale is of the team right now with everything that's going on? How safe do you guys feel? Are you guys excited to play? What's kind of what are you guys feeling right now?
I'd say that morale's pretty high. Honestly, throughout the building, I think guys are excited at the fact that we get to start practicing again on Monday and we get to be around each other. And I think everyone feels safe because there's so many precautions and things you have to do every day just to get in the building and all that. I think it'd be hard not to feel safe, with all the things that we have in place and everything. But I'd say morale's high. I'd say guys are ready to go, ready to practice, and definitely ready to play.
Next one comes from Colin O'Brien. Colin, go ahead.
Hey, guys. Thanks for doing this. I was just curious that you and the defensive linemen, those two position groups are kind of the guys down in the trenches doing most of the hitting. They're going to be having the most interpersonal contact in games. Just have you thought about during games the best way to protect yourself and any concerns there, or do you feel pretty safe, which is the fact that it's a 10-game SEC and kind of as close to a bubble as they can get?
Yeah, me personally, I can't speak for anyone else, but me personally, I feel safe. I don't think safety is an issue. Like just because we're O-line, D-line, it's a lot of close contact. But yeah, personally, I don't feel unsafe about that at all. And that doesn't really bother me at all. So
I know some baseball players have been wearing masks during games that they've been playing. Do you plan to, or do you know anyone that plans to wear a mask during an actual game?
Well, they have we have visors and the little like plastic face shield that goes over our face masks. So we have all the like precautionary stuff. So we're able to go out there and play as freely as we can given the circumstances. But yeah, I feel safe about it because we have to wear the little face guard and visors and everything. So I don't think that's an issue at all right now.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Next one comes from Mitchell 40. Mitch, go ahead.
Hey, Case, the offensive line, not only is it a position where chemistry and kind of, building relationships with one another is so important, it's a position where you all have had quite a bit of turmoil and change from last season. I'm curious, where do you feel like you all are in relation to a normal year entering camp on that front? And what have you kind of done during this weird past few weeks to try to build that chemistry?
So on your question about the chemistry and everything, just us being able to like be around each other at the facility and whatnot, and like if we're gonna do anything outside of the building, that's really just with each other anyway. So we've had a good opportunity with us being like kind of back in a semi-good swing of things, just spending a lot of time together, just cutting up or chopping it up or whatever. So I think that's been a huge deal for us because we don't really get that during the normal season because everyone's kind of off doing their own thing, whatever, when you leave the building. But since we've been spending so much time with each other, like outside of the building with just us and then inside the building, obviously, I think our chemistry has been really great so far. And then going into it compared to a normal season, obviously it's a little weird. We've started a lot later, so that part's been a little weird to adjust to, just like the spacing and the timing with everything. But honestly, going into it, I don't think like position-wise and like level of play, I don't think it's any different than the other year. No spots are given. Everyone's got to earn everything. So it's not really any different than any other year. So we're all going out trying to earn our spot and do the best we can to make the team better. So
next one comes from Suichi. Suichi, go ahead.
Hey guys, there's been, this week a lot of players have been kind of saying, it's actually safer to be in the facilities, testing infrastructure, you kind of got the strict regimen, I guess. How do you feel about, the safety, I guess that, and just like the safety of, being around, the facilities and everything?
I feel really safe. And to be honest with you, I think, this sport, this whole game, it's always a risk. There's a health risk at all times. So that's why we have athletic trainers. That's why we have an ambulance there at the games every day. It's always a risk, but it's just up to the individual person to assess that risk and decide whether they want to play, whether there's a pandemic going on or whatever. It's always a risk for your health, because that's just the nature of the sport. But I don't think any of the guys. I can't speak for anyone. Like I said earlier, I can only speak for myself. But I personally don't feel unsafe at all, and I think I'm risking just as much this year as I would any other years in the past. So.
All right, next one comes from Peter Baugh. Peter, go ahead.
Hi, Case. How's it going? I was just curious, what were so every year you've been on campus, you've kind of known who your quarterback was going to be going into the season. How's it different this year where it's a little more up for grabs?
I think it's making everyone better, honestly, just because the nature of the game, competition. When there's a competition, it makes everyone, their level of play and their standards raise a little bit. So with the fact that we don't necessarily know who our starter is going to be and it's a up for grabs competition, I think that's elevated the play of everyone. So, and then it realizes if the most limelight position of quarterback, if that's up for grabs, heck, my job could be up for grabs too. So I think it's made everyone kind of up their game a little bit and really start playing and letting loose, and I think when we get to Monday, I think that's all going to come out and it's going to be great. So that's my thoughts on it.
Nice. And then with the other night, like over the weekend, there was a lot of, I don't know how often you're on social media or whatever, but with all the players speaking out on Twitter with the We Want to Play movement, what do you think the impact of that was, and what was it like for you to see that as a fellow football player?
Well, I mean, I thought it was cool. I didn't really see much of it. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to social media stuff, but the little bit I've seen, I thought it was nice of some guys that are seeing more of like elite status, I guess. I don't know how to classify that, but bigger name guys coming out saying, yeah, we want to play. Like, I thought that was cool, but I mean, I don't think the want to play is really in question for most guys that are really here for the right reasons. I don't think that's really in question. I think everyone knows that we want to play. So.
All right, next one comes from Andy. Do you have another one, Peter? Sorry. All right. Next one comes from Andy Kimball.
Hey, Case, how's it going? I know you were asked about kind of installing a new offense and the offense earlier. With the new offense this year, how much has that changed what you guys as offensive linemen are asked to do with like types of blocks or responsibilities, and how has that kind of transition been?
I don't think it's really been a huge transition because plays are always going to be plays, whether it's zone, gap scheme, whatever. Plays are always going to be plays, and just certain different technique things you have to get taught by a new coach and everything. But the transition's been really smooth. I love Coach Johnson a lot, and I think we're lucky to have him. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, plays are just plays. You got to go out there and cut it loose with the technique and everything you've been taught. Since you started playing and everything that you're being taught now, you just have to put that together and then go cut loose, So I don't think the transition's been very tough.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
All right, got one from Dave Matter coming next. Dave, go ahead.
Hey, Case, you guys added a veteran to your group with Mike, a guy who's played a lot of college football at a high level. What's he added to your room and to your group?
I like Mike a lot, actually. Mike's a great guy, and he brings experience. He's played a lot of football games, and I think him being a little more mature guy in the middle, I think that helps us all out, without a question. But he's a smart guy. He's an intelligent football player, and that's what you look for when you're playing O-line, is an intelligent guy who plays hard, and I think Mike's that. So I think I'm glad to have him here on the team and in my unit. So.
All right, looks like the last one's going to come from Eric Blum from the Tribune. So Eric, go ahead.
No pressure. Hey, Case, besides Mike, is there any other first-year guy, whether it be a transfer or a freshman, that's impressed you on the entire team?
I mean, we haven't really had much of like practice and everything, so it's hard to say. But just with little time, like all the times we had like together doing stuff, I mean, all the guys are here, and you can tell that no one kind of took the big break lightly or whatever. Everyone came in shape, ready to go. So I'll be interested to see how just when we start fall camp and everything back, how everything plays out. Because I think we'll have a lot of competition and everything, which will be great. Like I said earlier, competition makes everyone's level of play elevate. So I couldn't tell you one specific person, but I'm excited to see what our room and what our group's going to do. So.
All right, guys. Anything else for Case before we let him go? All right, buddy. You're off the hook, man. Thanks for jumping on. Appreciate it.
Problem.
Guys.
All right.